Hello, this is Random World. I am sick at this moment in time, but I wanted to make new series. What if Deku had leaf manipulation? Yeah, it's practically what it sounds like, but it's only his hair leaf. Like, he grows leaves out of his head. Yeah, pretty much bananas, hawks, and the plant girl's quirk all combined. So, yeah, it's just gonna be that. Leaves sprout out of his head as soon as he's born on his birthday. I'm not gonna say it because I'm not sure when his birthday is, and it's irrelevant to the whole thing. Time skip to 4 years old. Izuku had Izuku accidentally plucks off one of the leaves. It stings a little, but it heals. But it doesn't really bother him. His leaf, he knows that it won't go. It will grow back, and he pretends and he tries to use his mom's quirk by trying to pull it towards him, and it does, but really really fast. So he decides to try and do a lot of them. And he slowly goes up little by little. And he's just moving leaves rapidly, not even sure what they're doing. They're just going around him in circles. And he tries to stop them, but they're slowly getting faster and faster and faster. And then all of a sudden, they burst up, and suddenly they just burst up into flames surrounding him. And everyone, this is at his kindergarten preschool thing. Yeah, he's 4 years old at, kindergarten thing. Everyone at his school is just worried because fire! Fire! Bakugo is just you awakened your quirk! And he is, and Izuku is just really straight, sorta just freaked out, and sorta is about to pass out because zero air is getting to him because all of the fire around him is not going out, and it's going in circles, sucking in all of the air. But since it's on fire, it's just continuously turning it into carbon dioxide, smoke, everything like that. And they don't go out until he says so. And he can't even think of it because he's about to pass out. So yeah, he just passes out, and everything and the leaves just fall to the ground, still on fire, and then they burn up because he isn't awake to keep them. Yeah. So that's strange, right? And then he just gets taken to the nurse's office until the teachers get Inko to come pick him up for the quirk doctor. And this is before Bakugo. So dang, Izuku is gonna stand up for everyone, and that Bakugo tries to bully. Yay! Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm sick. So yeah. At the quirk doctor, everyone they're not even surprised. For some reason, he has the plant thing, but they just knocked that up to mutation. It's mutation. Distant relative, maybe. So they just decided on that because, and the fire thing, Hisashi's fire-breathing quirk. And the moving of the leaves, Inko's sort of telekinesis quirk. So they just assume that. They don't really have a name for it, so they just call it leaf manipulation. And I'm deciding on the name of, Leaf Edge. It's a Pokemon move, but I don't freaking care. It's maybe a Pokemon move, but it makes sense. Leaf Edge. Leaf Edge. Yeah. How unoriginal of me. Let's go. This what if is literally original. I tried to search it up on the internet. I searched it up on a couple of other fan fiction websites and things. I'm gonna pause for a minute. Pause. Okay, I am back. I do not remember much. I had to open some gifts. My birthday party was a while ago, so yeah. Anyways, all I remember is... Okay, so he just left the... Okay, so he just left the hospital now. And... Yeah, he left the hospital and... They are pretty much just trying to figure out how to use the quirk. Flashback to earlier, before I left, an extra little detail. Quirk count. You should bring little Izuku here to quirk counseling to help better control his quirk, because right now his quirk seems dangerous, so he should get some counseling to better control it, because we have just seen how powerful his quirk can be. Well, I haven't seen it. And they just decide to do it. They sign up for counseling every other day and weekends. So, yeah, they decide to do that, and time skip to the first quirk counseling, and Izuku, let me just give you a summary, tries to slowly move it. They're trying to make sure that he's able to control the speed before they're gonna do anything else. Let me give you an explanation of how his quirk works. His quirk pretty much makes him invincible. His leaves are pretty much indestructible as long as he's controlling them. If he's not controlling them, they pretty much don't do anything and become normal leaves. But when he is controlling them, they are invincible, fireproof, but are able to still catch on fire. They're fireproof, but they're flammable. You get what I'm saying? They can catch on fire, but fire does nothing to them. So yeah, he's able to make them combust into flames whenever he wants. So yeah, pretty insane quirk if I do think so. And just look at this. Isn't this a perfect example of him? Like just leave, more leaf, complete with insane amount of leaves. So this is the reason, because that's his whole dang character. Leaf, more insane amount of leaves equals complete. Like Mineta's quirk, leaves just sprout out of his head whenever one gets popped out. And it's part of his quirk. He's able to control them sort of like hawks. But so instead of his limit to being a limit to like a certain amount that he has, his limit is how many he can control. Right now, at 4 years old, he has like 7. He's able to control like 23, which is insane. But he isn't able to control all of them, so that's why it went out of control, because he is controlling them, but isn't controlling them. Do you understand it? Like, he's sort of mumbling. He gets lost in a trance. And the reason for that is the panic because of the fire. So after like a few days, so in summary of the first day of training, you could say, of counseling, well, let's just say that the place got wrecked. Like, there's a few cut marks on like the place. The person counseling is literally a person who has the quirk of, I don't know, just like accelerated sight. They're able to see things faster. So they're able to process things and see things faster. Sort of like how I'm doing in the every time Deku's IQ is doubles thing. Yay! Yay! Yeah. It's sad. My channel sucks. I'm still gonna persist. Anyways, his attempts to, after a few days of trying to attempt, like, controlling, like, how many leaves he's able to control, it took him, like, a few days to even get more than 3 without losing control of it and just them going wild. You know what? I'm just gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna call it wild leaves whenever he loses control over them, and they just like burst into flames. Like, okay, so time skip to like 6-year-old Deku. Bakugo has his quirk. He's standing up to Bakugo because he's a bully and sees what Bakugo truly is. Sorta, but not really. And it's just like sorta dealing with him as a nuisance instead of dealing, like, he's not the same Deku that we know in canon. He just has that quirk, and Bakugo and Izuku at that time is able to control like 4 like 5 leaves at a time, and is able to like move them pretty fast and able to set them on fire. But he loses control of them whenever they go on fire, so because traumatic experience at 4-year-old Deku. Yeah. He felt the heat. Like, his quirk is a plant and they go on fire. Yeah. I am not sure what else to do. I'm not really sure how to make a poll. So I'm gonna just like leave things in the comments. And then you guys like come like I'll just put if each like a dislike is a dislike and a like on this comment is for this thing and dislike is for that thing. So yeah, if you guys try and dislike on my comments, you'll just be faced with that. So yeah. Anyways, Izuku lives a pretty happy childhood, which is pretty actually good. He lives a good childhood and is not bullied like a lot. He's still bullied by like water. He's like bullied by water users that are able to heat up the water or able to change the form of it. Or like anything really that counters his fire leaves, or pretty much, yeah. He's like his mastery of 5 leaves by the age of 8. He's able to bend the leaves and like make them into a sort of, I don't know, like a grip, like a second hand, like a third hand. He's able to make them into a third hand sort of thing. Like that. And is able to use that to like hold things whenever he doesn't want to. Like, he's able to, yeah, that's how well he's able to use his leaves by age like 10. Time skip to where the canon in the show starts. And wouldn't you know it? But Izuku still has his journals! Yay! He still has a bunch of journals. He decides, and I'm not sure how to make his hero costume. I'm just gonna say that it is his hero costume from canon. Just like with more he has like, you know what? He's gonna have like a vine, like a like an oak like he's gonna have like an oak mask, like a face mask thing, like oak bark mask with like about like a big like what, I don't know how to say it. He has like a smile carved into it and weaving holes in it, and has eye holes to see through it. Well, actually, no. He's gonna have like black glass to cover his eyes, sort of like Spider-Man thing. And his like suit is gonna be sort of like an oak-based thing with vines growing, like with vines and like a belt, like a vine rope belt type of situation. So Yeah. The only ship I am doing in this is Deku X Uraraka. Okay? Do not hate me for this. That is just like my favorite ship because it makes that's the main protagonist and my ship in the whole dang thing. Like, it's supposed to be that way. Do not argue with me. It's practically canon at this point. So yeah, in the anime at least. Anyways, in like the show, like the Izuku is just what this is after the school. So Bakugo doesn't really pick on Izuku because he's able to take that Bakugo so easily with just his leaves, because he actually got training through the counseling because he needed to control it. Because of that, he actually has a head start on Bakugo. And because of the sludge being a liquid type thing, and his leaves are flammable during that incident, he just like sort of hurts it, sort of like the heat absolutely makes the sludge villain scream out in pain. Also, he is able to set his hair on fire while it's still attached to him. It is painful for him, but he has a slight heat resistance because of his quirk. Even though it might hurt him a bit, it won't. Like, if a normal person gets burned by scalding hot water, it would just like you feel like instead of it'd be like ah. So yeah, that is the difference. I'm not sure if it was like a normal person on a scale of 1 to 10. Normal person, it's a 6. For him, it's a like 3.5. So yeah, it's not that bad for him. Anyways, since that happens, he just like sort of flies off on his like 6 leaves. It's enough space for him to stand on, just like not enough for him to like fully balance. Like, he's unable to like do it. I'm just going with like he's able to fly off on his leaves, because what else am I supposed to do? And like All Might is just sees this and decides, well, that kid is just like running away before it's just self-defense and is trying to run off before the sludge can get him again. So he just like lets it pass, and then Izuku just gets into his home, and this is where I'm gonna leave it off. Bye-bye.